Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Now in today's video, I want to share with you a little bit more about the brand new, newly launched OPPO Find N3 Flip. Now if you just take a look at the design, it might remind you of the Find N2 Flip, which is its predecessor, that also comes with a huge cover screen at the front. So what's really new with this device and what can you expect from this new flip phone? Well, let's find out all about that today. Now first and foremost, I think I should talk a little bit about the design. We have three different colors today. And of course, we do have the cream, the pink, as well as the black. Me personally, I do like the black version very much. I think it's super classy. Just take a look at how the black actually reflects whenever light hits it. It kind of reminds me of sort of a chrome kind of feel, but I really like the black colorway on the Find N3 Flip. Another very important thing that you should know here is that the phone itself, because of its entire mechanism, the hinge itself has been updated. There's actually virtually no gaps in between as well, and that means that the phone is able to get an IPX4 splash resistant rating. So let's say, for example, you're out in the rain, you got a couple of splashes onto your Find N3 Flip. You don't have to worry about that because it is being protected. Alright, so another really cool thing about the design is that we do now have a slider, an alert slider on the side. And again, I'm very happy to see that here because I'm a very strong supporter of physical switches. So I'm very happy to see that this alert slider is here, and of course it's been super useful through the past few days of my use with this phone. Anyways, done with the design, let's talk a bit more about its real specialty here, and that's all about the cover screen on the front. Now what's so special about this cover screen? Well, essentially the screen itself is designed to help you out in not just your personalizations. It's got a lot of cool things going on for it, and of course, and the second part is all about its productivity users. So OPPO is saying that this is actually the best way to implement a cover screen on a flip phone because it is in a vertical layout. Not only is it in a vertical layout, but it actually comes with an aspect ratio of 17:9. And if you are sharp-eyed, you would notice that the aspect ratio here is actually very similar to your typical, your bar phone, your smartphone. So it's actually very easy to navigate on the cover screen. You don't have to experience a very challenging learning curve. All you need to do is just like any other phone, you just swipe towards the left, and there you will be able to see your mini apps, and that is where you have a lot of different applications that you can actually install and have them running directly on the cover screen. Other than that, if you just drag down from the top, this is where you get into your control center. That means there is all your quick shortcuts. Again, very easy to use. And if you just glide up from the bottom, this is where you'll get into your list of notifications. So pretty easy to use there. Other than that, there's also a couple of shortcuts that you can actually customize. So I have my selfie camera as well as my Telegram already pre-installed here. So you can choose any kind of apps here that you can put on the cover screen so that you have quick access to it. So overall, just in terms of using it, navigating through it, there's no learning curve. It's super easy and intuitive to use, just like you would do so on the screen on the inside. Now moving on, let's talk a little bit about these mini apps and what kind of apps can you actually install and what kind of apps are actually great to use on this cover screen. Well, again, like I said, because we have a great aspect ratio over here, naturally most of the apps will actually work, although you can't put every single app on the cover screen yet, but OPPO is adding apps slowly one by one. Now a couple of my favorite ones here are actually my Telegram. So say if I want to go into Telegram, I just tap into it, I can see my entire list of conversations, go into the conversation, reply with a full keyboard directly from the cover screen. The second favorite app that I have here is actually my Gmail. Now Gmail is actually very useful because you can actually go into the app itself. It works just like the full native app, guys. There's no sort of like optimizations or a dumbed down version. This is the full app running directly on the cover screen, and I think that is also great. Other than that, we also have the maps, which again I think is super useful for navigation. So say for example, if you're just out and about, you want to use a maps really quickly, you can do that. And last but not least, my favorite one here has to be the YouTube app because you can run like full screen YouTube videos directly from the cover screen, and I just think it's a fun thing to play with since you have this kind of flip phone. It makes use of the cover screen on the outside, and like I said, there's just a lot of apps that you can use. Oh, one more cool one is of course TikTok as well. You can glide and swipe through your TikTok directly from the cover screen. So very useful aspect ratio in that sense. Now moving on to the selfies component, I know a lot of people use these flip phones to take selfies and all that. So the good thing with this aspect ratio is that what you see is literally what you get, guys. So you don't have to worry about it being cropped out after you took the shot. Whenever you just take a selfie photo, it will look exactly as how you see it on the cover screen. Alright, so let's talk a little bit about the personalization stuff on the cover screen. Now, what has OPPO really brought into this phone? Well, basically, OPPO is bringing in their interactive pads, and previously it was 2D, now it's 3D. I think it's quite cute, and not everybody might want to play with it, but some of you might actually like it and have some fun with it. There's actually a couple of different pads that you can have now. There's up to 8 different pads. I think my favorite one has to be the tiger, somehow, because it looks a little bit cute. So yeah, I mean, those interactive pads, they are able to show you different animations. You can tap on them to see different stuff, and they actually react differently throughout the day. So for example, if it's at night, it will show the pad sleeping or just chilling or something like that. So again, pretty nice there in terms of the interactive side of things going on with the Find N3 Flip. Alright, so those are basically what you can expect with this cover screen. Again, very useful. So let's talk about some other features that you can get from the phone itself. We do have this triple camera setup, and I think that's quite important here because usually on a flip phone you don't get a lot of sensors, but not only do you get the triple camera setup, you even have a telephoto lens on board as well. And the best part about these cameras here, I think, is the fact that they are color tuned by Hasselblad. Hasselblad actually gives you a kind of very natural, true to life color tones, and I think that is great to see on the Find N3 Flip. Again, I'll show you a couple of samples that you can expect from this device here, all on your screens. Let me know what you think about these photos. Don't forget to comment down below. Alright, so before we end, I just want to touch on a couple more things that you might need to know in terms of the processing power. This is powered by the Dimensity 9200. We also have 16GB of RAM on board, and my device here comes with 256GB of internal memory. The display on the inside is actually a 6.8-inch 120Hz LTPO AMOLED display, and it goes all the way up to a maximum brightness of 1600 nits. In case you're wondering about the crease, yeah, I know a lot of people might be wondering about that. And just like my Find N3 video that I did, again, the crease on OPPO's phones, OPPO's foldables has been really minimal, and the best trick again is to use a lighter shade of wallpaper. Other than that, in terms of the battery life, we do have a 4300 mAh battery on board. Again, a very small compact size phone, so 4.3K is the max they can do. I haven't really tested out the battery life yet, but I will do so in a follow-up. Charging wise, it comes with a 44-watt Super VOOC charging, and it does like 58% in half an hour, so pretty interesting stuff over there. Oh, and it does come with stereo speakers on board as well. So there you have it, a very quick look at what the OPPO Find N3 Flip is all about. This phone is really all about its aspect ratio, nice aspect ratio on its cover screen. Very intuitive. It's great for using all its mini apps. It's great for personalizations, and of course, very importantly, it's great for those selfies because you're going to want to take that. With that said, if you have any further questions or if there are anything else that you want me to test, feel free to leave a comment down below. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. Don't forget to drop a like and sub to the channel if you want to see more content like this, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.